Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello guys, welcome to the Data Education Project video tutorial series for the ESP.NET. And in this session number 10 we are going to learn another control of the ESP.NET, and that was the calendar control. The calendar control is used to get the date and time from the users values, and so for this thing we are going to create an application. Data education calendar control, for example, calendar control example. Okay, now we are going in the design mode, and here first of all we are taking the label, and in this label we are, for example, start date, and after this we need to take a text box control. That text box control will use to display the values of the calendar control, which we will select, and here I will use an image button, and this is the image button. And for the first thing that we need to get an image button for icon, and this is the calendar icon, different kinds of calendar icons, and I will select this one or either this one, it's up to you. I give save image. Okay, save image as, and this will be the calendar image. Okay, came back to my application, and in the solution explorer we are creating a new folder and add a folder, and a new folder with the name of image, and this download image was placed here. Downloads, and here is the calendar image. Copy this one. Okay, now we will place this image here, and now if we want to click on this one, and here is the image URL, and select this image URL. Since we already discussed this image button in the previous sections, okay, we have this one, and now we need to add the calendar control that was just after the button control, and here is the calendar control. So first thing is that if you go to the source, then you can see that this code was automatically write down for you, and now we need to change the look of this thing, auto format. There the different kinds of the colors are available, just as colorful, classic, professional, and something like this one. For example, we use this and apply this one. Okay, we have the calendars here. Now we will run this application here. Okay, when you see this, this will be here the code, different kinds of controls, you can see that. And now our task is that first of all that we need to hide and show this calendar when we click on this image button, because it does not look nice that you will have to see this calendar in the start. So what we will need to do that, we will go to the application, and here first of all we will click this one image button, and here we will use if condition. If calendar, this will be the name of this calendar control, calendar one dot calendar one dot visible property, visible, and then we will change this property calendar one dot visible is equal to false. Otherwise we will change this property calendar one dot visible is equal to true. Okay, now run this application. That what happened if we will click on this image button. Now when we click on this thing, this will be become invisible, and when we were click once again it become visible. But whenever this application was start at the load time, then you can see that this calendar was appear on the screen. So how we can change it? We will need to change the property when the page was loaded automatically. This one here, and change this property calendar one dot visible is equal to false. It means when the page was loaded automatically in the start, the calendar control was not shown. Now it's fine. Now you can see that the calendar control was not appear, and when we click on this image button the control was shown, and when we click once again this will just remove from the page here. Okay, this thing was happen because we are not checking the concept of post back, because when the page was loaded once again you can see that from there you can load it that first time it will not show here. So how to change it? We just add this code block in once again. If not is post back, it means that if the page was reloaded once again, and then this thing was happen. Okay, run this application once again, because when we click on the button then it will post back, and once again it will reload it on our thing. So this error will be now removing. When you see that the page first loaded, then control button was not open, when we click it, it first of all post back. When we click once again, then it will become hide. So in this way we can just change the control of the calendar. And now we need another method by which when we click on this control, for example I'm going to select 8, then this value was selected here. So how can we perform this thing? We will go to our application first again, and now we have this control, and the property of this control is the rendered property. If you are going this thing and the method function, then you can see that this is the day rendered, and now we will perform this day render function here, calendar 1 underscore day render here, and you can see that all the arguments are converted into this a here, and we will check it out how to send these values to the text box. Okay, now we will need to show this value in the text box control, and this is the text box 1 dot text property is equal to calendar 1 dot and you can see different kinds of the properties here. Show date headers, different kinds of the properties. That property was the dot selected date dot toString, and convert it into toString here, just like this. And now we need another thing. We will hide calendar is equal to false. So when we will select the date, it will automatically become hide. Now run this application. Okay guys, now when we click on this image button we have values. Now when I select this 15, then you can see this 16 is here, but I think we are missing some code, that's why the values are not shown here. Okay, we have I think taking the wrong method, because that was the rendered property, not rendered property. It was the selection change method. It means that we don't need this method, so remove this one, and selection change. We need to perform this task here, calendar session change, just copy it. If you are not using the right method, then you will face such kind of problems. So there are the different kinds of methods, the activities and action performed. So you should be very careful about that, which method you need to select and which method you don't want to select here. Okay, now we will click on this calendar control, select this 9th, and you can see that this was selecting the 9th of the month and show the values here. But you can see that the time was also mentioned here, and if we don't want to get the time and only show the values, then we have different kinds of strings objectives, and here I will use D, and D is used for the date only. These parameters are already defined by the MSDN. You can watch them. Go to the date time formats, date time formats in the C sharp, and it will give you C sharp. Okay, date time format. Okay, you can see that writing MSDN date time format setting, and here the official website of the ASP.NET, the MSDN Microsoft, and here you can see the different kinds of the formats, and you can see it stands for the short date time, day capital will be showing long date, and all the formats are available. There are a lot of different kinds of the formats are available, so it's up to you that which format you want to choose. Okay, now when we select this one, then you can see that only date will be selected in the format and no time will be shown here. But we have a problem, and the last problem, that if I will select this 3, then you can see that 3/3/2018 was shown, but this calendar was only using to show that these values 29, 30 and 31 belongs to the previous month, and these are for the next month. So how we can control these things, because we are not using all these values, we will only use the values for this month, and so we have to control these weekdays or other things in this method. Now we will go to our project, and in the rendered method, the calendar render method, we are going to, in this method we have if method, if e dot day dot is other month, or use e dot day is weekend, then what will be the thing? We will use that if the weekend was there and is belong to the other method, then we need to disable it. So for this thing, e dot day a dot is selectable become false. You can see that all e belongs to this day render arguments here, and all the values for the calendar rendering was placed here. So run this application and see that whether it fulfill our requirements or not. Okay, when you run this application, now you can see that if you want to select this one, then it's not possible for you, even you are not even select this one. And if you want to select the day, then the values will be here. In this way we can customize the calendar control. And one more thing, don't forget, if you are changing and removing the method of day render, as I told you in the last few minutes ago, then you must provide the day render property, because if it was removed, then you need to add this day render property here. Then perform this method. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Please subscribe our channel for further videos. Allah Hafiz.